Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
A blasting has started at the new Amazon warehouse that will be built on the Waterbury-Naugatuck city lines, but neighbors say there have already been issues. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harton.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot joins us live after a community meeting in Waterbury. So, Kay, what concerns did people bring up tonight?
One lady told me the blasting is so loud it wakes her up in the morning. She said she can't even enjoy her backyard because it's so loud. Others say it almost feels as if they are experiencing a constant earthquake. Tuesday night's meeting allowed people who live near the Amazon site to voice their concerns and ask questions. Concerns around the blasting, damages to property, traffic, and wetlands were all brought up to Waterbury's mayor and Blue Water, the development company. A majority of people spoke about the blasting and the damages they say it's causing to their home and everyday life. Carol Mallory and her husband have lived at their Naugatuck home for more than 20 years. She says the construction takes place directly behind their house and they can hear it all.
It starts around 5:30 every morning with the trucks lining up like they're going to a parade to do their job, with the lights on, with the sounds of the beep, 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 backing up and stuff like that. It's annoying. Our dog gets up because she doesn't like hearing all that, and she wakes us up, they wake us up, and we have to take her out, and she just doesn't like it. It's very annoying. It really is.
I get it, and I understand where they're coming from, and I really do appreciate the frustration that they feel. I think, that especially through the blasting, will only be short-lived. It's got about a month to go, but ultimately, it is going to be hugely beneficial to the city of Waterbury, and that's why we're going through all of this.
That highway very.
Mayor Pernaruski told people at the meeting if they believe their home has been damaged because of the blasting to put in a claim with the development company. Live in Waterbury, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
All right, time now for a first look at the weather. And, just as we were all getting used to the taste of pumpkin spice latte again, got a little summer-like humidity returning today.
Yeah, it's pretty warm out there. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a first look at the forecast. You really feel that rain moving in, Rachel?
Yeah, it's humid, and we have the chance for thunderstorms. So it feels like you've kind of gone back to late summer. Here we have a couple of downpours and rumbles of thunder moving into Litchfield County. And we're also watching this thunderstorm with heavy rain and lots of lightning. That's going to be heading into northern Fairfield County. May end up just grazing Danbury, but especially for Brookfield and New Fairfield and eventually into southern Litchfield County too. And again, in northern Litchfield County, we're seeing some rain right now in Canaan, the icebox of Connecticut, and that'll be moving into Heartland. So some showers, few rumbles of thunder. We're not expecting any severe weather though, but certainly a sound that we have not heard very much going to bed to recently, and that is rain, at least in parts of the state. And we're going to kind of keep with it off and on through the overnight hours and even into your Wednesday. So we're beginning the day tomorrow with a lot of clouds and a couple light spotty showers. Temperatures will stay in the 60s along with that humidity that they said they mentioned outside today and they noticed, and that will be with us again tomorrow. Occasional light showers, lots of cloud, and cooler temperatures with highs in the lower to middle 70s as we head through the afternoon. We'll see some heavier rain heading into late tomorrow night, and Thursday could be a super soaker, kind of just what the doctor ordered because we need it. Your full forecast is coming up in just a bit, guys.
Rachel, thank you. Well, developing tonight, Waterbury police say they arrested a man yesterday in last week's deadly shooting, and they are still looking for one more suspect. 37-year-old LaTroy Young of Hartford is behind bars tonight on a $1 million bond. He is charged with conspiracy to commit murder and criminal possession of a firearm. Officials say Frank Garay was shot to death on September 15th on Charles Street. Police are asking for your help finding another man in connection with this shooting, 45-year-old Gerard Brown, also called Gerald Brown of Hartford. If you know where he is, contact Waterbury Police.
A convicted felon's been charged with first-degree manslaughter. Police say he's involved in the overdose death of a man in Naugatuck earlier this year. Records show Rodney Coriano Bridgeport has an extensive criminal history. He's been arrested 14 times and was convicted in other overdose deaths. Police Police tell us Coriano broke his parole at the time of the March overdose. Lieutenant Alexia McMasters details what happened in the early morning of March 23rd.
Officers located the victim, James Gramellini, at his residence. Despite the efforts of responding officers and Naugatuck EMS, Gramellini was pronounced dead at the scene. While on scene, detectives located bags which contain a powdery substance consistent with heroin and fentanyl. During their investigation, detectives learned that Coriano sold narcotics to Gramellini.
The medical examiner determined the man died from acute intoxication due to the combined effects of fentanyl, cocaine, and ethanol. The victim's family was there today, and they say they hope justice will be served.
At this time, Coriano will be removed from the streets and held accountable for his actions. Today, on the eve of what would have been my brother's 52nd birthday, I can only hope that this is the final life that Rodney will be responsible for. My brother was a good man, a union steward for many years.
It's unclear when Coriano will appear in court next. A man's been sentenced for setting fire to a church in Eastford and buildings in Woodstock. Those fires happened in 2023. One of the buildings destroyed was the historic Congregational Church of Eastford, which was originally built in 1829. The State Division of Criminal Justice hasn't released the man's name, but they say he was a minor when he set the fires. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison and must also make restitution payments to the church because it suffered more than $1 million in damages.
Pine Grove Cemetery in Ansonia was vandalized overnight Saturday. Decorations placed by families were torn down and scattered across the grounds. Cemetery staff say monuments were not damaged, but the act still hurt families with loved ones buried there. Police say surveillance cameras caught the suspect, who has since been arrested and permanently banned from the property. Staff collected the items and placed them in the cemetery office where families can come and pick them up.
Happy wife, happy life. Wife wants to be towards the front, you get here early in the morning.
That man was one of many who not only waited in line for tickets to tonight's Foo Fighters surprise show, he also did everything he could to make the front row.
Fox 61's Tim Latow talked to fans who spent the day and night outside Toad's Place in New Haven.
It was a rush with little notice just to score tickets, and once those lucky fans had a way in, the next challenge became getting a spot on the front row. Some tell me they even slept on the sidewalk overnight, but that the 24+ hour long wait was worth it.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. The minute they take the stage, you forget everything. You forget that you're thirsty, that you're hungry, and you're just in the moment with all of your friends and your favorite band.
Lisa McCarthy got a solid 6 hours of sleep on the sidewalk in New Haven. She says she never left the corner of Toad's Place after she got her ticket, which went on sale Monday, just an hour after the Foo Fighters announced the pop-up concert on social media. David Biller from Wallingford says the rush for tickets brought back nostalgic memories.
There was no going online, hitting refresh, or doing those kind of things. It was all about, you knew the ticket was going on sale at 10 o'clock on a Saturday, you'd go stand in line, you'd buy your ticket, and that's really how this felt.
Toad's Place general manager Ed Dingus and team have been preparing for the concert for 3 weeks, and they can't believe this is the Foo Fighters' first appearance at the small venue.
It's incredible. You know, it's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing for a club like us. So we're, to get a band like this in here, so we're super excited about it.
The excitement was also desperation for a few people like Joanne Lamstein, who was hoping someone would bring her in as a +1 after she slept on the sidewalk overnight. She strategically positioned herself in New York after hearing about the Foo Fighters' string of surprise shows, but couldn't get to New Haven in time.
They confirmed it was Toads, and I was already in the car when the confirmation came through, but I didn't get here in time.
Sarah Gardner was also looking for the sky to save her, looking for a sign of life, and will even feed her 11th hour night in armor.
And I saw the line and I was like, okay, no way I'm gonna get in. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna have pizza because people like pizza, okay? It's we're in New Haven, okay? Pizza's the talk.
And Toad's Place has a few other shows lined up for the week. Collective Soul plays on Friday. Natasha Bedingfield takes the stage on Sunday. In New Haven, Tim Latow, Fox 61.